Hey, Tom Judd, Global CE Day. I'm so glad to be here with my friend Ledina Picari in the Ministry of Health Albania, a clinical engineer. So Ledina, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Tom. It's a pleasure to meet you today in this special day for all the clinical engineers around the world. So happy Clinical Engineering Day.
Now, Ledina, you did tell me something very cool about your family. Go on and tell us about your daughter today.
Yeah, it is a special day for us, but it's a special day for my daughter. Right now, she is flying to Italy and she's going to study engineering.
Wow, congratulations, Mom. Okay, well, switching to, you're part of the Ministry of Health for several years. Tell us a little bit about some of your other colleagues in the country. Just, how many are part of this team that you're going to share with us today about that you work with on a regular basis?
Right. We are, in Albania, we are a small community of clinical engineers. Not many at Ministry of Health, but we have a strong collaborations with other clinical engineers in mainly in university hospitals, but with those in regional hospitals as well. So I work closely for about 10 clinical engineers. We share, we are part of working groups, ad hoc groups mainly, and in the specific projects we are together in all the steps of the process.
Well, I remember back in March in the health technology management, actually our first competency webinar, and you were one of the presenters and talked about, hey, maybe it's a little bit of a smaller group that I know is continuing to grow, but you're having a big impact, with how you're managing technology in your country. So what's happened, with clinical engineering during COVID, Ledina?
Yes, we have continued to work together, but the COVID situation was was a great challenge for all the world, for us in Albania as well. During COVID, the role of the clinical engineer was put in evidence, let's say, that was very important into what was happening. The Ministry of Health designed a strategy to fight COVID. We established 4 COVID hospitals, one of which was completely new. And we had the task to prepare the list of the devices that were needed, to prepare the technical specification, and then to take part of the working group for the purchase, and then delivery, and then installation, the whole process to have this this hospital. And for this, we had referred to the recommendations how a COVID hospital should be prepared. The role of clinical engineer was crucial, and if you allow me, I'll show us an example of that. During the process, as you know, all the hospital were worried about the number of the ICU ventilators, but as COVID, as the disease were from March to April and May, we could realize that the patients in the invasive ventilations were at a very low rate of survival. And in collaboration with doctors, we realized that we could design some technical specification and then plan and purchase some high flow non-invasive ventilators, which were more appropriate in many cases. And what we discussed that together, we put together the technical specification, we managed to have in quite a short time the hospitals, 2 of the main COVID hospitals supplied with these ventilators with a very high rate of survival. We were very glad to work together once again, doctors and clinical engineers to fight this challenge in this case.
Wow, I mean that partnership with the frontline clinicians and the decision-making physicians sounds very important there.
Yes, it was in this case. Yeah, we faced many other challenges as well. We are here to share our good experiences, but we are here to share some other challenges that we faced during this period. For example, during this period, we received many donations. We are very thankful about that. They have helped a lot. The supply with mainly ICU ventilators, monitors, defibrillators, etc., has helped a lot the system to fight COVID successfully. But from the point of view of clinical engineers, I could realize that what was missing in this very good willing to help was the role of the engineer, because what we faced was that we received in some cases some devices in boxes, but the donator not having the knowledge of how a device is supplied or what is needed for this device to work properly and to serve to the patient, did supply in, as I told before, in boxes without thinking about what's behind that. So we faced some problems with different models. We didn't have the expertise straight away to install and put in service. So I think this is another occasion to underline how important it is to involve the clinical engineers when we talk about medical devices in all the aspects of that. When we donate, we need the opinion, what is needed in order for this device to serve as it should to the patients. So that is another challenge that we face during this period.
Well, Dina, thanks so much just for, telling the good and the bad. I mean, telling, clearly the clinicians needed your help on the front lines and you made a difference in the design of new facilities, and then all these donations, good intentioned donations coming in, but people the donors not involving clinical engineering wisely, and so it diminishes the value of these donations. So we see the need for our professions kind of up and down the line. Any closing comments? I mean, you've been a role model, as a clinical engineer in the Ministry of Health. You came into that role before many anywhere in the world were in that role. So not just as you happen to be a woman, but also as a clinical engineer, you were one of the first. But as a woman, it can't be easy for you, but you've done a great job. I mean, any closing comments and any inspiration for some of the young men and women out there?
Thank you for your very good words, Tom, as always. Keep trying, never stop, and go ahead. People should appreciate what clinical engineers do. Nobody can do what clinical engineers do. So we will keep trying until we promote how important this role is. So once again, happy CE Day, I would say.
Well, happy CE Day to you and your family, and that daughter beginning her university process. Good to be with you today.
Thank you very much, Tom.
You're welcome.
It was my pleasure. Great. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Tom. Bye.
Bye for now.